Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Praveen. This is Jayant.
Hi.
So, first of all, we would like to thank our viewers. We posted a video 2 days before, and it was received quite well. Of course, we also got a lot of feedback on what could be better. So we are going to better it over a period of time, right?
We are still amateurs.
Yeah, of course. We still, planning to get a small little gadgets to hold our cameras as well. So we still not done that as well. But anyway, so having said that, so there's an interesting comment which was posted in the video which we had posted 2 days before. And so what has happened is people have started to ask questions on how could technology and social behavior and the socialness comes together, and they're throwing up multiple problems to us to figure out how it could be solved. So one of the interesting things was about how do you protect the green patch in the city.
Okay.
Yeah. That was very interesting for me. I don't know what you think about that. So we thought we will try and come up with some good innovative thought on how could we do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on that note, actually, I just remembered. I wouldn't say a joke, but some kind of a thought which I think has been running around in the internet.
Yeah.
What if every tree had or could give Wi-Fi out of it?
Wow.
So
Nobody would
people
chop
would
it.
not get it at all. Because that's the most important feature today. Data. So yeah,
True,
but keeping that aside, interestingly, this thought came from a very dear friend of ours, Venkat. We have been friends. Praveen and I have been friends to Venkat for now nearly 10 plus years.
Yeah.
And he's a real passionate guy about planting trees, taking care of trees, and his passion speaks for itself because wherever he goes, he ensures saplings are given out, trees are planted, those kind of things. So very interesting guy. And when he threw this challenge up saying, how do we protect trees? It's a hard task. The reason is trees don't grow within 5 days, 10 days.
It's not like social media, right? So no
like
instant gratification.
Exactly. It takes years to grow.
Yeah.
And once it's grown, if you go down cutting it, it takes that many number of years to grow
Absolutely.
again. So of course we need to plant more trees. Thanks Venkat for making us aware of it. But the more important aspect of it is how do we protect the existing cover?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we kind of started thinking about this. We started trying to see, can we relate our existing experiences, our existing understanding of technology to solve this. And interestingly, we found something very unique. There's a team by Lata and Uday. Links are there in the description below of these real nice people. They are citizens in Bangalore. And they have been protecting the inscription stones of Bangalore. Inscription stones are actually from 700 AD on. They have been able to dig out in different people's homes, lakes, wherever they found it, and they have been protecting it. Now, how they have been protecting it is very unique. They are mapping all these stones onto Google Maps, and they're asking volunteers to put more and more details on the Google map so that everything is recorded.
Got it.
There's a very interesting form of how we can start thinking about how do we protect trees. Is there
so
a possibility?
what we're trying to tell is they are trying to at least protect the information of Bangalore through inscriptions by mapping all the inscriptions in and around Bangalore.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
On Google Maps with multiple attributes saying where it was found, when this inscription is, etc.
Do we find any one on the way which we go, Jayant, to office every day?
Yes, we do. That's there. At least if I remember right, near Agara Lake, they have found an inscription and they have mapped it and they said they have found an inscription there. Viewers who are interested can actually go look up their site, which we'll leave a link down below.
Okay.
They were featured in a few newspaper columns also recently.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very
but
nice.
that's one of our inspirations in terms of saying, can we map trees onto Bangalore? And we kind of started exploring that. Praveen, you were mentioning about which was a project
Vriksha,
Project Vriksha, yeah.
I think the thought is good, right? Because today if you look at Google Maps, a lot of buildings are mapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shops are mapped, buildings are mapped, and everything is mapped.
Yeah.
And it is done by the crowd.
Yes.
Most of it.
Yeah.
Now, similarly, if we just follow the same approach, not even reinvent the wheel, yeah. If we just follow the same approach to map the trees around in Bangalore, to start with, let's say I have a huge park in front of my house. Maybe I just have to go to the park,
Okay.
count the number of trees, and take the location and map it on, just tag it on the map.
You mean to say some kind of just take a photo and put it there? That's it.
Yeah, so that, what happens is there's a
okay.
new layer of map which comes, which is only for trees.
Wow.
Yeah, and this has been, not new.
Okay.
For us.
Okay.
There were teams, there are still teams, who are trying to work on this. Interestingly, I found this group called Project Vriksha,
Okay.
and they have been doing this for at least a year now.
Wow.
And I think they have covered like 3 to 4 wards in Bangalore.
Oh wow.
For example, if you go to Google Maps and look for Jayanagara East, which is one of the places where we stay also, right?
Yeah.
You will find all the trees which are in Jayanagar mapped on the map,
Wow.
and they also give you the details of the trees.
Oh,
Interestingly,
you mean to say what kind of a tree and everything?
absolutely.
Oh, wow.
And they also, I don't know how they measure the height of the tree and other things. They do that as well, and they give that information out in the public.
Wow.
Now that could be the great first step to
Uh-huh.
at least have a stock of what do you have in the city with respect to
Exactly.
mapping all the trees.
Exactly. At least the bigger ones. If
At
not,
least the bigger ones,
At
yeah.
least the bigger ones. Yeah.
So then you will be aware of what's around you.
Exactly. Yes.
Even if you, Jayant, do it at near your home, I'm sure you might spend a weekend with your family, just to map the trees around.
Yeah, and maybe once in a week, even doing one tree, I can cover 50 trees.
Absolutely, right?
And people around me, at least 400-500 of us are there. Now imagine 300 or 500 people into 50 trees
Yeah.
per annum. That's already pretty huge. It's
Absolutely.
not bad.
But will mapping only help to protect the green patch? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the real issue is.
Yeah.
The real issue is we are rampantly cutting down trees
That's true. That's true.
without any emotion or concern on cutting away trees. Now, it's not just cutting away trees in the woodlands and forestlands.
Yeah.
It's actually even in Bangalore, trees are getting cut rampantly.
That's right.
A lot of corruption is there where people don't know that trees are getting cut and it's
Yeah.
getting cut. Now, how do you think we should actually stop cutting off trees itself? Because the problem, as we said in the beginning, is a tree does not grow in 5 days. That
That's
you can
true.
put the next tree and it grows. We might get 5,000 likes in one day, but and the next video we might not. But again, the third video we can try and see if we can get 5,000 likes. That's easy. Tree growing is not.
That's true.
It's
I
really
agree,
hard.
I agree.
So there's a very unique perspective on even cutting down trees, and how do you prevent people from cutting down trees?
Yeah.
From a technology perspective, recently I saw a video in Facebook by a lady, pretty senior lady. I think it is Kaveri Umashankar.
Okay.
She speaks part in Kannada, part in English.
Okay.
More so in northern Karnataka's Kannada. Very interesting. And she is a farmer advocate, and she wants to improve farmers' lives.
Okay.
Again, as usual, you'll find a link about her somewhere in the description below there. She's a very interesting person because she says that farmers should also get monthly income. Doesn't matter how hard it is in terms of seasons and all that. We'll be discussing about farmers in some other video because we have a lot there also in any case.
Yeah.
But coming back, she gives a very interesting idea. She says farmers, you should plant sandalwood trees.
Okay.
And you should do your multi-cropping, whatever other crops that
That's
you grow.
yeah.
And of course, all the farmers will ask, sandalwood trees are the first place where people will go steal it.
Yeah.
And she says there's a technology where we can enable chips in sandalwood trees that
You mean sensors and chips? of such-
sensors
Okay.
in
Awesome.
sandalwood trees
Okay.
which would sense cutting down.
Oh wow. So at least you will be alerted.
So at least you will be alerted.
Wow, that's nice.
Now,
Okay.
incidentally, I think Praveen, you looked up something on this,
Yeah.
and which was it? Institute
So
of.
this is also some kind of good seminal work done by Institute of Wood Science and Technology.
Okay.
First of all, I didn't even know that wood science existed in Bangalore, which is a huge sprawling campus inside IISc.
Okay.
So there is a Institute of Wood Science and Technology.
Uh-huh.
Interestingly, they have a lot of sandalwood trees.
Okay. Same problem. Okay.
Yeah, and earlier, before what you were mentioning about the chips and the sensors being placed at every single tree,
Yeah.
what they did as an institute is, of course, you build really big compound walls,
Yeah.
and you put glass pieces on top of it so that there's no entry point for the thieves, and
Yeah.
and even if you chop, carrying them would be difficult and all that, right?
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
they did that, right?
Yeah.
As usual. But unfortunately, the theft still happened.
Yeah.
Sandalwood trees were cut.
Yeah,
the
because
theft
it's
still
crores
happened.
worth of rupees. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it is human in nature. No, I mean anybody could be doing it.
Yes. Yes.
So you don't know who's actually the thief there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they came up with a very interesting thought along with Hitachi.
Okay.
They said, why don't we start using sensors
Okay.
to look at what our trees are and where our trees are.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, they started putting small little sensors on every single tree
Mm-hmm.
in the campus.
Wow. Okay.
And then what happened, basically because of the sensors in the campus,
Yeah.
is they started collecting a lot of data about the trees. One,
Mm-hmm.
and number two, it kind of had a proximity sensor, I guess, Jayant.
Okay.
The chips, they call it as extremely well designed,
Okay.
and it can really understand the hard impact on the tree.
Okay.
So, which means if there is a extremely
Axe
hard
or something
impact on
falling.
the tree, then there's a possibility that somebody is trying to chop
Tamper
it or
with
something.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of get those details
Okay.
onto their mobile phones.
Wow.
And they say, let's say for example, if I go near the tree and if I want to chop it,
Yeah.
and the time I can actually put my thing around to chop it, right?
Yeah.
You will be alerted, telling
Wow.
somebody is there near the tree who is probably trying to chop,
Awesome.
and this is fully well connected.
It sounds like Internet of Things.
Yeah, I mean, actually, interestingly, they call it as, we could call it as Internet of Trees.
Wow.
Now, imagine these two things coming together. One, like you said, if every single citizen of Bangalore can map the trees around their homes,
Okay.
and then if, let's say, in the future, today I think the chip would cost around $800.
Okay.
Let's say in the future,
You mean 800 rupees?
800 rupees, yeah.
Okay.
And if it is, I'm sure the cost of sensors would definitely go down with more and more things getting connected.
If more number of people are
Yeah.
utilizing it, automatically it goes down. Yes.
Absolutely. Now, if we put these sensors to every single tree in Bangalore,
Mhm.
which is mapped, then you have Internet of Tree in Bangalore, which is going to give you data about the green cover of our own city,
And it prevents chopping.
and it prevents chopping.
And it prevents chopping.
Actually, yeah. I mean, that kind of I don't know. I'm just thinking, if it, like I said, if it is able to give away the alerts.
Yes.
If you find your tree, let's say in your area,
Yeah.
you could basically connect it to a police station or some forestry department who's actually responsible for maintaining these trees.
Yeah.
And then if something is happening in their region or an area, they could actually get alerted as a complaint, telling you don't have to go complain to a police station or a forest department today.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could automate a lot of things.
That's brilliant.
And this could be the new,
brilliant.
I don't know. Now this is interesting because earlier, I don't know if you know about Chipko movement,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So Chipko movement where people went and hugged
Hug
the trees
to stop it.
to
being
stop
chopped.
from being chopped.
Yeah.
Now you don't need a Chipko movement, where of course we can't afford to go hug a tree today.
Yes.
I think it is a good, we can still make use of the same name, by the way. It is Chip
Yeah.
Co, which is connected.
Wow.
So all the connected chips
I
could
got
be
it.
a chip
You're
movement.
playing on the term, but yeah, chip and connected. Yeah, it's a connected chip movement wherein people first of all map trees. Take a simple mobile phone,
Yeah.
map trees, bring it into one database, and at the same time see if we can make the chips affordable.
Yeah.
And kind of get it onto the trees. I heard the chips are camouflaged into the bark color so that
That's true. That's true.
people won't be able to tamper with it also.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. They don't even know if the sensors exist there, right?
exactly.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, but you know what? Let's ask the viewers about
Okay.
this. Let's see if somebody in the viewers wants to take up this challenge. We are ready to give away the idea completely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not our idea, it's your idea. And if somebody can develop this, if somebody can bring this to fruition, you can actually bring the people together to make this happen, and at least cover a large part of Bangalore with this kind of a database and with this kind of a censored approach.
Yeah.
Which could help. If any viewers are there, I don't know, from Hitachi, Cisco, because we are not the experts in
Absolutely.
Internet of Things. If you guys could come together and if we could form this kind of a initiative, it'll be awesome. It'll at least stop cutting down of trees, which is happening rampantly.
I mean, if somebody is cutting down, then you know a reason. I mean,
Exactly.
if for example, for the metro work they're chopping, they know how many trees are getting chopped, which is fine.
yeah,
But that is okay. Even if that is alerted, it's still fine because
Yeah.
it's in the approved.
It's in the roster.
Let's say
Yeah.
list, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea, Jayant. You know, we should leave it to the public and the viewers to basically take this up.
yeah,
And of course, we will do our bit starting from today,
yeah,
where you go map all the trees around your home with
Absolutely.
your family as a small little outing on a weekend.
picnic activity.
I would also do it for sure.
Yeah,
So let's start, and see, where it goes.
absolutely. And once again, thanks to Venkat for bringing this up. I think he's been the inspiration behind this, not us.
Absolutely.
We are just relaying some information and some experiences that we have had. But yeah, thanks a lot, and
Okay.
let's continue in the car 9.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you again. Bye bye.